I want to welcome you today to our In the Kitchen for Friday. And I'm really excited because today we're doing a dairy-free cheese sauce, what you can do with it as well. So I am really excited and we're ready to get going. So I have here the cashews. Yay. Yum. Oh, it smells so good. Add a little bit of some green onion to it. And I have another way to make a potato, a cheesy potato this time. And that is how easy it can be to make a cheese sauce. Yes. I want to welcome you today to our In the Kitchen for Friday. And I am really excited because today we're doing a dairy-free cheese sauce. And you'll be surprised at what ingredients we use to make this sauce and what you can do with it as well. So I am really excited and we're ready to get going. So any idea, what do you think the main ingredients might be in a dairy-free cheese sauce? Any idea?
Dairy-free cheese, obviously.
Well, we're making the dairy-free cheese ourselves. So I'm on my going on. Look at me.
I got it.
I'm being tech savvy today. I'm learning.
I have it.
I got it. It's all good. We're ready to go. All right. So for dairy-free cheese sauce that I'm making, we are actually using, I just want to make sure we get this right. How can you see me okay? Or is it a little, let me fix it a little bit. I think it needs to be a little further away. How is that? Better? All right. So for dairy-free cheese sauce, our main ingredients are cashews, because we always use cashews. Yay, I love that. Not that much. Potatoes and carrots. So the carrots give it some yellow color and the potatoes give it some body. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by doing chopping up our veggies and cooking them. And I'm doing the low and slow process today. And for that, we're using a pot with a good lid, a heavy pot. This is a heavy bottom pot with a lid. We're just going to put the ingredients here. And today I'm going to chop them pretty fine so that they blend easy. So let me just do that quickly. And I've already pre-weighed the carrot and the potato. So I can't remember, it's about 1.25 cups of potatoes with a finer, you want a finer chop on these because that'll just help with the blending. Now I'm leaving the skins on because there's a lot of nutrients in the skins, and I'm using organic carrots and potatoes, but you can take the skins off if that feels better to you. You know, if it feels better to your nervous system, right? Because that's a big thing for us. So I'm just going to chop this. I don't know what I put that here. Cut it up into smaller chunks. And then put that on so our low, put that in. Here we go. Quick chop here. So I just washed the potatoes. I'm doing a very fine chop on them really quickly. Doesn't have to be even or anything, but it's good to get a chop. So I think it's about a 1.25 to 1.5 cups of potatoes, and then about 1/3 cup of the carrots. And what I did is I weighed them. I think it's 190 grams of potato and 50 grams of the carrot. And that's easier. And you do want to be fairly accurate on the measurements for this. A lot of things you can kind of come and go and give and take. But for this one, you want to be fairly accurate. So I've cut them up in my pan, and I am going to put a little bit of water in the bottom not a lot, just kind of to cover the bottom. Just a little bit. Put my lid on. So you may have seen we've been using this cooking method for a while now. I think we used it last couple of weeks. And then I'm going to put it on the stove on high, put a timer on for 2 to 3 minutes because I don't want to burn it and I'll forget and it will burn pretty fast. I've done it before. And I want it to get hot until when I touch the lid is hot to touch. So let me do that. And like I said, I'm going to put a timer on. I'm going to put it on for 2 minutes because I will forget and I will, it won't be good if I forget. All right. And so once it comes to a hot on the top, you turn the temperature down. Now I have an electric stove. So for me, I'm going to turn it down to just a little bit more than like a half a notch above the lowest temperature works on my stove. If you have a gas stove, you may need to add a diffuser, which is just a little plate, like I don't know if it's steel or aluminum, but a plate so that you can make sure that it doesn't get too hot. Now, I am not familiar with cooking with gas, but I do know that that's something you have to watch, that it doesn't get too hot. And then I'm just going to turn it down to low. And then once I give it about half an hour or so, and when the potatoes are soft, it's good. But the trick is not to lift the lid up in the meantime. It's kind of like, if you've ever made a pot of rice and they say, don't lift the lid up because you want to keep the steam in there. And that is the best way to cook your vegetables, unless you can also roast them in the oven. If you're cooking them on the stove, that's the best way to preserve all of the nutrients in it. So that's what we're doing here. And of course, by the magic, not quite, by magic, we're going to put on for 1 more minute. Should be ready. We're actually now going to just blend up all our ingredients. It's as simple as that, right? So I have here the cashews, yay. We had that, Cosmic Shanti, got that right. And what I've done is I've soaked these cashews in water for about 4 hours. It was about a quarter of a cup. It's not a lot, but I soaked them for about 4 hours. What that does is it softens the cashews so that so that they don't have a gritty texture when you make your sauces. That's important. But also, our nuts and seeds have enzyme inhibitors on them. All right. Now it's hot, and I'm going to turn it right down. All right, so now I've turned it down to low, and I'm going to let it be on the stove for about half an hour. So back to our cashews. When the enzyme inhibitors are coating the cashews on the outside, and that protects them. All nuts have this, and seeds as well. And if you can soak your seeds and your nuts, then it removes those enzyme inhibitors. And the enzyme inhibitors are like an anti-nutrient. They are hard on our digestion. So if you have trouble digesting nuts, it could be because of the enzyme inhibitors on them. Now, if you're allergic to nuts or there's an allergy, there's 2 things you can do. You can use sunflower seeds instead. Or the other thing you can do is just leave them out. It won't be as creamy, but you can leave them out. So I'm just going to add that in. I have my hot potatoes and oops. There's my potatoes that I've already boiled here. I'm going to put them in to the pot here, into my blender. Get them all out. And I will say that it is this cheese sauce tastes the best when it's hot. So that make sure it's great when it's hot. And then I'm just going to add in, this is about a half a cup of nutritional yeast. Now, nutritional yeast is the plant-based cheese flavoring that we use a lot. It helps to bring out a nice cheesy flavor. It's got a very earthy kind, not earthy, but really umami taste to it. So we use, I love this. And usually when a recipe calls, I think this recipe calls for about a third of a cup, but I like to add a little more to it. We have some lemon juice as well. I'm going to add in about a tablespoon because I'm not going to add any sugar into, or sorry, salt in. So I like to add a little bit more of that. I'm going to add around a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar here. And I have a clove of garlic here to add in. And I am going to blend this up. All right, and that's basically it. Now, I have my tamper ready to go because this is going to be fairly thick and we may need to help the Vitamix out and add a little bit of water as well as we go. Maybe a couple of tablespoons of water. So let me get my blender out and make sure the lid is on and away we go. Before I use the tamper, I just want to make sure it's wet. So it's pretty thick. You can see this is a really thick sauce. So I think I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of water to this. If you want to make it creamier, you can add a little bit of like a oil, like a coconut oil or an olive oil, something that's neutral. So if you're doing coconut oil, you want to use the refined, not the virgin, because otherwise you're going to have a coconut cheese. And if you like that, that's good too. It's all good. Whatever you like. I'm gonna try it, see what it looks like. Take off the lid. And because it's thick, you can, oh, I can see the steam. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of it. Yum. Oh, it smells so good. You know, one of these days we're gonna have a way to have the taste and the smell go through the teleport of the Zoom. That'll be the real, if you, that would be the winner, right? Getting that. So this is pretty thick of a sauce. You can thin it out. I might thin it out a little bit. Of course, I have to taste it. I think I want to, now cheese is something that you want to have a little bit on the salty side. And I'm trying to go without, so if you're okay with it, you can add some salt to it as well. And I'm going to add just a little more lemon juice, because lemon juice is another way to evoke that flavor, it brightens it up. And really, in some cases, you don't even need to use any salt when you're used to salt. So that's another tip. So I'm adding some more lemon juice just because I'm not putting any salt in. All right, I think we might be ready. Yay. So it's a little runnier now, still pretty thick. And that's where the body from the potatoes comes from. And the carrots make it a little bit on the orange side, along with the nutritional yeast. You could add some coloring to it if you wanted it. That will, it's nice and smooth. Gives me that flavor as well. A little bit of cheesy flavor. Yum. Yeah. Again, because I'm not using the salt, I'm adding a little more acid to it. That could put a little more apple cider vinegar as well, but that's it. So what are we going to do with this cheese sauce? I'm not doing it here, but you could make mac and cheese and pour this on. I would use gluten-free, like rice macaroni or something like that. It's up to you what you do that way. On this cooking show, we're gluten-free and we look for whole food. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cheesy potato with it. And I am so excited. Where's my potato? I got to get my oven mitt for my potato here. Yum. Boom. Fresh out of the oven. A beautiful potato. Where's my... I'm going to just use this knife because I don't want to go anywhere else. I'm just going to cut it in half. Open it up. Oh, I smell lunch coming. Or it could be your breakfast too. So I've got some sour cream. I have a beautiful recipe for sour cream, so you can use that to dress up your potato as well. So I've got a little bit of sour cream, just a little bit left here. Put a dab on here in the middle. And I love my sauces, so you could put, this is all I have left today, so I'm just going to put that there. I can add my cheese sauce here. Put this to the side. Got my cheese sauce here. And like I said, this cheese sauce, you want it warm and hot. Gonna add some cheese sauce to this. If you want it thinner, you can do that. And then just gonna add a little bit of some green onion to it. And I have another way to make a potato, a cheesy potato this time. And that is how easy it can be to make a cheese sauce. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Easy as that. Now, next week, we're going to use this cheese sauce for something else. We're going to make a potato casserole, and it will have the cheese sauce as one of the ingredients. So get ready for that. It's one of our family holiday treats that we love to make, is for breakfast on a, like a brunch kind of breakfast. So this is a great thing to have, and you could use it for dinner too. So next week, we're going to make a potato casserole and we're going to use this cheese sauce to amp it up. All right. I don't know if there's any questions from anyone. I'm going to share the recipe now. If I can get there. My computer is slow. All right. Oh, can you teach us how to make lentil and vegetable soup? Oh, yes. And vegetable broth. Yes. I love it. So excited to have requests. Absolutely. We will do that. I love that lentil soup. And I have a very easy recipe. And when I go home to visit my mom, she always greets me with lentil soup. Oh, it's so good. And yeah, I actually am going to be making this weekend a minestrone soup that is pretty much a vegetable soup. So yes, once we finish with the potato casserole, I'm going to do a few things for holiday treats, and then we'll do the soups. Oh, I have all my favorite soups, ladies. Yes, okay, we will do that. I actually do have some recipes for that as well already, and I may have already done some of those. We can do a repeat as well because they are so delish. Yes, okay. So once we get past, probably, is it okay if we do it in January? I could probably, if you want, send you links so you can check it out. And yeah, I'm working on a recipe library so you can see all of the recipes as well. That's coming soon as well. Stay tuned for that. All right. Oh, I'm excited for the soups. Yes. All right. If there's no questions, let me take a bite of my potato.
I guess it wouldn't be good with a sweet potato, would it? How
I
would
bet
it work?
you could do it. You could do it with sweet potato. Sure. Why not?
You can?
Yeah, you could do it with sweet potato. And I put a few things of what you can do.
I
So
know you won't eat it, but you could also use cheese sauce on like nachos. I know you won't eat it, but you can put cheese sauce on nachos
yeah,
and popcorn.
yeah, you could use it on nachos as well. Make a nacho cheese. Um,
Popcorn.
You know what with popcorn, I just use the nutritional yeast by itself. I add the nutritional yeast and it gives it like a cheesy taste. So I put some other ways. You could add it to broccoli. You could look, I said chip-free nachos. So if you're going Whole Foods, you could actually take, those last week we did potato skins in the air fryer. You could use those like
Got an air fryer?
I sort of have an air fryer. I have a Foodie, which is the Ninja Foodie. I bought it for the slow cooker. Not the slow cooker, the other one, pressure cooker. But when I used it, it just took so long for it to actually kind of get to the pressure cooker stage. It just didn't feel right to me. But I'm going to try it again. But it also comes with an air fryer. So I've been using that. But the thing is really heavy and it doesn't fit nicely in my kitchen. So I think I'd rather just have an air fryer. So you
And
could,
they're not expensive now either. Black Friday is on, so
yeah. So I might get an air fryer, but you could make the potato chips in the air fryer or in the oven too. You could do them in the oven. So I did it with the potato skins and then use that, add the sauce. I mean, if you are okay with eating nacho chips, you can do that. I don't recommend it, but if that's part of what you eat, you could drizzle the sauce on that. You could just use it over veggies like a roasted cauliflower or carrots, Brussels sprouts. You could use it. So we're using it in a casserole next week. You could use it as a warm veggie dip, put it on your Buddha bowls or grain bowls. Lots of different ways you can use it. But I will say that for me, because of the potatoes and the potato starch, it really is best heated up when it's cold. Ugh, not so bad. Oh, you could have it cosmic shanty, is that to have soup with sauerkraut? Oh yeah. I can teach you how to make sauerkraut too. It's so easy. Like literally easy. Just a matter of the time, right? But yeah, and sauerkraut. So if you do the sauerkraut, you want to do fermented sauerkraut, which you get, if you're buying it, you get it in the refrigerator section, in the produce section of your grocery store. The stuff that you buy on the shelf has been pasteurized and it's removed all of the amazing probiotics, but sauerkraut is one of the best ways to get probiotics. And because it's in a brine, as long as all of the cabbage or whatever you're using, because you can add other things to it, is below the brine, it's actually not going to pick up any pathogens and bacteria. And they've actually used, sauerkraut was used when they were making the Great Wall of China. Everybody thinks that the Germans invented sauerkraut, but it actually was being used when they made the Great Wall of China many, I don't know how many, is it 2,500 years ago? Because of the nourishment and nutrients it had, as well as the fact that it didn't need to be refrigerated. So absolutely, so easy to make sauerkraut and fermented vegetables. So we will do that. I think we've got a lot of stuff to cover in the new year. Wow. Because I do want to do some holiday treats over December, and I can't believe we're almost at the end of November. So yes, we'll have more stuff to come. And yes, I wish you could taste this through Zoom. Like I said, maybe someday we'll be able to teleport the taste and the smell. All right. Okay, so we have some beautiful things that we can do in the new year. I love that. And I can look at getting some recipes out before that. Like I said, I'm actually working on a library for recipes so that you can maybe get some of those soup recipes before, and not have to wait until I'm doing it in the kitchen. All right, ladies, if there's no other questions or comments, I'm so sending my love to every one of you. And I wish you to have an amazing weekend. And we will see you back next week. Actually, I'm doing a webinar on Tuesday about the nervous system and nutrition. I will be sending more information out on that on Sunday and Monday. But in the meantime, have a great weekend, and we'll either see you at my master class or on Friday next week. Take care. Thank you. So much love.